This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of having Andre coming in via Serbia, stopping in Sveti Stefan with me in Montenegro, and now in West Palm Beach, taking time out of a Tony Robbins motivational speech to talk to us on Halo Talks. We are grateful. Good to see you and have you in the Halo sector.
Pleasure to be here, Pete. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and your audience. You have an incredible show, and I'm fortunate to be part of it.
Awesome. So we met a couple of months ago. You're really intrigued with what you're doing with Referrizer. Also how you're going about the capital raise, some of the things that you're doing that are potentially leapfrogging some of the other platforms that are out there. And really, the bread and butter of any business is the door's got to swing open. The email's got to go out. The e-commerce purchases button has to be hit. So talk to us about, how you decided to focus on the industry, what kind of mousetrap / toolkit you kind of had in mind here, and why you said I'm dedicating myself to this initiative.
Great questions, Pete. So first of all, why this industry? We focus on multi-location, franchise, fitness, and wellness industry, while we work with generally wellness and fitness industry. Why we focus on that is because, first of all, we could serve wide area of clients, all local businesses, but we are not paid for our time, for our best effort, for our good looks. We are paid for one thing only, and that's results. And we figured out over the last 9 years, where do we deliver the absolute outstanding results? And that's wellness and fitness that have a membership clients, people who are paying membership, and mostly over $100 a month, right? Boutique gyms or wellness businesses with the memberships. So because nothing happens in a business unless sale is made. Sale is a bloodline. It's oxygen of every business. And we know in order to grow any business, to make money for every business, we got to help you make more money. So how we started with that idea is we kind of reversed engineering sales process. But if you Pete talk to now any business owner, he says, I need more leads, I need more clients, I need more members, right? However, that's not how customer of that business thinks. We got to put ourselves out of the box and say, how did my customer find me? How am I as a customer looking for the business? Nelson did us a survey. They did us a favor, spending $3 million, asking 30,000 participants, how do you like to find the business? Who do you trust? Number one, Pete, factor is recommendation from people I know, right? 92% of our decisions are made on other people's opinions, or other people's recommendations. Second most trusted choice is other people's opinions / reviews. So referrals and reviews are driving business, and nobody's really putting attention. Everybody wants to get more of it. Nobody does. Business owners feel that they have to do it, but they don't have capacity, time, system, and software to do it. So we do what we know it works, delivers results, and we automate the process. That's kind of how we started with the marketing automation to say, hey, let's follow the journey of your customers, not yours. I want to be found on Google. Google have in your area 30 gyms, 300 restaurants. It's so crowded, but they have 3 choices at the top how to present you. How does the Google know which one is the best one? They will ask us, again, customers. They use review as algorithm to sort it out to the top. Every Google review is your search engine article that positions you in the top. So we help Google.
Given that you're working with a lot of small businesses, and each one has, a little bit of a tweak to their narrative, their business model, their marketing message, how much do you go in, as you're saying, and basically tell them, this is how we're going to say it?
So what we do is we put you in a position where you're positional power, or easily says where you are found by your customers. But that doesn't mean you'll get a business or members. That's just a very first step. I'm putting you in an environment where you can be matched with person we're looking for. Second step is your website mostly, I don't want to say bad words, but most of those landing pages where people land from the Google are not perfect. We want to empower that landing pages by adding highly converting, irresistible pop-up that captures cell phone only. Every field that you add on any sign-up form is reducing that capacity or conversion for 7%. We remove all that challenges. Cell phone only. After we capture cell phone, we'll ask for the first name. That's it. You got a lead, right? We double the landing pages conversion overnight. Double is conservative number. We sometimes go 400, 800%, depends if they measure it or not. Simple as that. But that does not solve the problem. That does not mean money in the bank account. Second thing, follow up, is that business owners are so overwhelmed, Pete. They have so many things. Even operators, managers, they don't follow up with every lead the moment the lead comes in. They'll follow up 3 hours later, day later. When you're calling me when I'm already in a restaurant and I don't want my wife to think about I'm about to sign up for a gym, right? It's disruption. I don't need that. You have to call second the lead is generated, but it's impossible. So what we did, again, reverse the process. Instead of you calling lead, we will call you. You'll rather pick up the phone. And he'll say, Pete, I have a new lead. It's David who wants 7 days free trial on your workouts. Mm-hmm. I'm connecting you to David right now. 60 seconds connection. That again doubles to quadruples the conversion from lead to trial of booking. Sometimes we go from 5% to crazy 60% conversion.
Yeah, Dave's been working with a group called Prospect Wizard, where they're doing the chat bots, and that seems to be very important for people to get real time feedback. And obviously, if they're going to fill that out, they want human interaction, and they're ready to buy, or they're ready to listen, or they want something, right? So it's intuitive, to respond to that as quickly as possible. As you look at getting people to that landing page, talk about what you do and what kind of budget is a real budget for a studio operator, as an example. And the reason why I ask is because when I look at a health club operator and I look at what their revenue is and their members per square foot or square feet per member, and I know that the marketing budget isn't what it should be because the place is not filled. So obviously, it differs by location. It differs by, domains that you're going after. But, if you say to someone, look, if you're going to get on my system, you got to spend at least X because, you got to at least get a little bit wet if you're going to go swimming.
That's a great question. Listen, I live and breathe marketing. I eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Mm-hmm. And the marketing that I hate is the one that doesn't give results. The one that creates frustration, that doesn't deliver results, waste my time, and everybody had experience somewhere down the line. That's where we differentiate ourselves. We have guarantees. We have 2 different systems. We can give you software, teach you how to do it, and you run with that. It's super affordable, and I'll talk about it. But we also have, for those operators who are owners and investors who wants to have turnkey solution that does the job for me, we have service as well called Platinum, where we do all from A to Z for you, right? And that's where we guarantee as well results. That means our guarantee is you'll get results, or we'll keep working for free until you get your return on investment. How crazy is that? No marketing.
Nobody does that.
Nobody does that. Like, that shows how confident we are in the process. And one of the rare things that we do that nobody else does it, to prove the fact that we are delivering results, we had to integrate with their booking system, right? Let's say, for example, MyBody, and we track revenue that we generated. So sometimes it's like $5,000 a month. Sometimes it's $20,000 a month. Sometimes it's even more. Depends on how aggressive they are. Adding revenue, because I can track that lead going from the website to capturing from referral, for example, and going all the way to your business and how much money they're spending. That's the proof that made us put a bold guarantee. So talking about pricing, it's very flexible. Business owners can start up for free, totally use a freemium system. It comes with a free trial of 14 days of all the premium features, so they can try it without costing them a dime, right? Totally immerse yourself. See, get the money before you even spend the money. That's my goal. If you go in, send a text campaign to win back previous clients, you will get 4%, probably up to 4% of previous clients coming back. You will fill up that calendar schedule if you're a massage spa or fitness business instantly, making enough money to pay for a year for my subscription upfront. That's my goal. So I don't want to categorize this as expenses at all.
Right. It's really an investment and a return on that.
Correct. Cycle. Correct. And the price can go from like $200 to $400 a month, simple as what features they use, how many contacts they have. And we are very, very good in customizing packages and saying, what do you need?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question about, the Platinum service. And we deal with a lot of software companies, and they have a fine line between, we've developed the software, we're going to train you how to use it, and then it's on you. And then there are people on the advertising marketing agency side that say, I'm going to do everything for you, and I'm going to live and breathe your brand, and then let me deploy it, and I'll use this software platform. And it seems like there's hesitation historically in the market between a software company that doesn't want to get too involved in your business, because then it's, what's my return on my resources? But there really is no return on your resources if they don't know how to use it. And then you got marketing agencies that say, hey, this work for somebody else. I'm working with 20 clients. Like, I'll give you the best I can for 200 or 400 a month, but don't expect, rain showers. So how did you kind of come to this, decision point that says, look, I can give you the software, I want you to use it, but if I actually use my own software, I'm going to optimize the hell out of this thing, and I can guarantee the results, and I just got to figure out how my business model works to fund it. Is that a fair question?
Love the question. That was a question I was asking myself for 8 years. And then finally we got the answer. So because I was always thinking, we are a software company, we got to provide solution, let the owners take care of it. And every time somebody signs up with us, we have that 30 days onboarding period where we really deliver coaching training, and we preset campaign, and we set up the irresistible offer, and we train their team and launch it all together. And they have spiking results, spiking reviews, spiking revenue, spiking everything. And some of them will say, oh, this is so freaking awesome, and they'll take over and continue. However, I saw clients that just dropped the usage. I was like, And then we start introducing boost call, right? Boost call is like, let's get you back. Let's show you that this is not one time off. And people love it. And they start asking, can we have this boost call all the time? Mm-hmm. And we, instead of calling it boost call, we says, let's get the best out of best people in our team who are experts in that industry, that category. And, a Referrizer is like Ferrari, right? You get a car that can perform 300 miles an hour, but now with a Platinum, you get a professional driver who can give you experience of the lifetime, right? So you get both. And then as well, it says, how do we justify, our service and cost? It was like, let's make sure we put a guarantee so people don't think. What if you can get 5x return on investment, at least knowing that, $100 in is $500 out. How many times do you want to do this? Mm-hmm. And that's how Platinum is born. Not because we pushed something on clients, because clients love this. Like, how can we continue doing this? What you just show me to do it.
Right. So, as you look at a target client base, and this is for the software entrepreneurs out there, or, potential collaborators with you, there are groups that have a chief marketing officer. There are groups that maybe they have a data scientist on board. Maybe they have, VP and marketing specialists and franchising assistants and so on and so forth in this bigger, enterprise. And then you have, Pete Pilates, and I'm opening, I'm closing, I'm teaching a class, I'm doing my marketing, I'm communicating with my landlord that my rent's going to be a little late. So I'm basically, full-fledged entrepreneur. And my mind share to you is when there's not an emergency, I'd love to focus on this. So how do you think about either ranking your clients or saying, hey, look, we kind of bucketed this, so we got to figure it out?
Perfect question. So for both markets, I'll cover first one that talks about CMOs and data scientists, VP of marketing. We worked with a couple really strong brands. They are dominating their industry. And challenge with the corporate brands, multi-location brands, is a brand consistency, right? Every location is pulling in a different direction. I want to add this service. I want to put this color on the page. I want to do my way of ads, and it's creating headache for leaders in that category. So what we created is centralized HQ system. So let me give you a scenario. Pete, you have, let's say, 100 locations, and in each location you got to put campaigns that are automated. Like, you want to prevent customer from canceling. If they cancel, you want to exit survey. You want conversion campaigns from lead to trial to member. You want 20, 30 of these campaigns, like milestones and so on. And then you have 100 locations. So are you going to create 3,000 emails, campaigns, and triggers to do this? It's a hell of a nightmare. And then changing them eventually. So what we did is we created one time, and you simply, with a push of the button, assign it to all 100 locations or number of locations here. So it's consistency, plus there's a brand control, there's brand process. We have approval process as well. Location wants to send an email, goes to the corporate check it out, approve it, and move on. So it's totally changing the game for a corporate marketing that's never been done before, right? But going back down to like Pete Pilates, right? That guy who has very limited time and so much stress, so many hats to do it. We simplify the process by saying, hey, you have this platinum, it works, you'll get your money worth. It's almost like hiring expert in your business without having to pay them full time or even part time, like paying them on a fraction of the fee and getting all the results. Second is for Pete, we know he wants to do back to school campaign or July 4th campaign. And he usually remembers it on the day of July 4th.
Right.
When everybody gets him an email, like, holy smoke, I should do that. And he has 5,000 revenue like this. Easily 5,000 every time he sends. So what we did is 15 days before every holiday, we prepare content ready, not templated lorem ipsum, content ready campaign that's relevant for that industry, and send them out and sits in Outbox, one touch to send it. So even if he doesn't have time, he just have 5 minutes, like working with an employee, says, what did you do? How cool is this? I approve, and it's being deployed already.
That's
so
right.
We template a lot of these things, and we feed a lot of campaign ready sources, content ready sources for them.
So as you look at the platform that you've built, and I ran a software company from 2000 to 2003, and the one thing that frustrated me is that the painting was never dry for sale. It's always wet and there's always additional features. So how do you as an entrepreneur and managing multiple demands and new technologies that are coming out all the time, do you have a whiteboard that says this is a 2023 idea, this is a 2025 idea, this is something that one of my larger clients is demanding, and we also believe that the demand is equivalent to that? I just want to understand, get into what I didn't do well enough back when I was a software entrepreneur, say, no, we're not doing that. Or, yeah, that's in the next version. And then they say, well, the next version is coming out in 60 days. So I'll just wait for the next version. So how do you as an entrepreneur say no nicely? Or how do you have a roadmap that kind of gives you, at least enough guidance of, a GPS system, if you will?
Great question. Listen, if I was able to say no, I wouldn't have 10 different systems in one backend, one solution, right?
Right, of course.
So that's why we go very simple by need and the pain in the market and by the trends. So if the trend is coming, recession is coming, economy is going to stall or even go down, and this is going to be winter longer than anyone before, I follow the trend. I go to incredible sources for conferences. I know to anticipate. So success is anticipation. We want to make sure that we are there ahead of the curve. I was ahead of the curve and a COVID hit, right? That's why we didn't lose a single client. We didn't lose a single employee. And we had a record high revenue just because I was looking ahead. In this market, we're constantly in touch with the client, seeing what the pain is. Client will tell you solution. I don't look at solution. I fell in love with their problems. And we love solving problems because we'll create solution that solves the problem of them and many others. That's why we focus on wellness fitness businesses, because they're so relevant to each other. And when we solve the problem for one, we can solve for others. And we have some kind of voting system as well. We collect feedback ongoing, constantly. After every onboarding, every interaction, there's like, what went well, what could go wrong. We are consistently listening and evaluating this on a quarterly roadmap. Every quarter we meet, says, what is the next biggest problem we want to solve? 5 years business plan don't exist, right? Especially today's dynamic role. So it's on a quarterly basis. We see what is the next biggest thing. And certain franchises do get certain leverage because we're solving bigger problem. If 300 businesses in a franchise have that problem, it's like, okay, let's solve it and we'll use that for others as well.
Gotcha. And then the last point I want to touch on, you've raised some capital, in some, unconventional, but, definitely mainstream ways. Can you talk a little bit about jumping into the crowdsourcing and crowdfunding arena, what kind of compliance and time that took and, maybe the pros and cons of doing it the way that you've done it?
Great question. So we are startup, right? But we are also a technology company. And one benefit of this is experimentation. We are consistently experimenting. And like you said, unconventional. We bootstrap this company up to now 1,300 paid clients and 13,000 clients in 70 different countries across the globe, right? We have over 90 employees in the company and we're growing 50% year over year, literally bootstrap. We raised a little bit of money across the last 9 years as people are literally putting their money in our pocket, not something official. It was most friends and family. However, recently we introduced something called crowdfunding. And I love that concept for one reason. First, all of our employees in the company have ownership in the company, right? My goal is to retire 100 people in 5 years when we go public, probably 3.5 years now. But what about clients, right? What about access to the private companies when they're small and this size before they go public? Because when we go public, it's going to be 30, 40x difference compared to today. And legally, unless you're accredited investors, you know that the best, you're not allowed legally to invest money in the company. So all the people who are not accredited investors are left behind until the company goes public and already at the top of their game. So it's like, how can we change this game? How can we offer opportunity to somebody who says, oh my God, I love it, but I only have $1,000 and I can push in. So we created crowdfunding. Our clients are investing. Other people who are as well are putting money there. Plus, what I like about crowdfunding is it gives people sense of security. Somebody did the due diligence. Due diligence process is for us nightmare. It took 9 months, every bank statement, every document, every contract. And then you have to have accounting team that's not your accounting team who's going to do the books, and then separate accounting who's going to do review of that second accounting team. And then you have your legal team preparing for second legal team who's going to approve it, third legal team to file for SEC. It's like check over check over check to make sure you don't miss. And then bad actor check on every employee, every person involved in the company. So everything's clear. So when somebody putting money, this company says, we did our work.
Okay,
what is true. So that's kind of where we are in a process. And I'm happy to say that we are raising another round now. Currently, it's small. It's called a serious seed round. And it's going to be closing by the end of the month, under the next month. And we'll be raising another one when we exceed 5 million in revenue.
Great. So we'll put all that information up in the show notes here. Well, great job. I'm glad we connected. You know, I think you can make a lot of difference in the sector and helping these groups really get to average unit volumes on a monthly basis that, one, make them like their business and getting motivated every day, and actually exposing it to the people that should be spending their money, you know, on themselves instead of on Moscow mules at the local sports pub. So all those initiatives are great. So, you know, you're at a Tony Robbins conference. Any quotes from today, or any quotes that you live by that we can add to our library?
Three things. Three things, simple things you can use to grow any business, right? And I'm going to teach that, and I'm taking it from Tony Robbins. By the way, Tony is the top 6 business coach by American Express. He is coaching over Fortune 500 company. It's his person to learn from, and it's easiest way to grow your business 30% today is by doing 3 simple things. Increase your rates by 10%. Simple as that. In inflation today in the world, you should do that. Without inflation, you should do it today. We increased our clients' rate, and we have zero cancellation. I'm teaching also my clients how to increase up to 30-40% with zero cancellation. Proven, we did it. It works. Second, increase the frequency of how often they buy for 10%. How quickly you can get them back, right? Instead of every 30 days massage, can you do every 27 days? It seems much like a small change, but it's such a huge difference on compounding stuff, right? And then the third one is increase the value of what you upsell for 10%, right? Add more value. There's more pain. Every time you solve one problem, you create another one. Think about what problems your clients have before they purchase the product and right after they purchase the product, right? So there is opportunity to upsell not only 10%. So those are 3 simple things. And by the way, they compound on top of each other. The outcome is not 3 times 10, 30. It's more because they compound. So that's my simple last minute tip for you guys. And super.
All right. So you're up 30. Everyone here, you are up 30 from a 30-minute podcast. Andre, welcome to the space. Referrize it, and we will see you in person sooner than later. Thanks for your work, and let's roll this baby out.
Appreciate you guys. You're doing an incredible job. I love your podcast, and your audience is awesome. See you guys later.
Thanks, man. Later.